Nice. Another ship upgrade. Probably the second last time that we upgrade this ship in this playthrough. One more time to go. But we're gonna need, like, the rest of the blueprints and, like, 1,000 plus metal to do so. We have all the other materials we need. Like, we have enough wood and stuff. Do I just want to fast travel over here? And go do some of the... Yeah, well, let's go ahead and do that. But yeah, so when it comes to Dead by Daylight shenanigans, Hawks, who are famous with the killers that like to camp you a lot. Well, fun. Hope you're having fun with the new killer there. I haven't played Dead by Daylight in a good while. It used to be one of those games where it's like, I play with friends, but I'd also sometimes play on my own on the side when I was like bored or between things and I just wanted to get a couple of games in. I haven't even been doing that lately. I've just largely kind of put down Dead by Daylight for a good smidge here in general. Yeah, sure, let's go get the thingamabobs, is what we shall do. But I'm glad to hear that me talking about the future of Minecraft plans on this channel have inspired you there, Hawks. So that's so those are essentially my plans. I'm putting together a whole side story kind of thing that's going on amidst a bunch of things. And one of the things I want to do when we start gosh darn it. So let's say Minecraft, yes, we're gonna start on this channel sometime after the cave update comes out. And, I've mentioned before that, you know, things haven't exactly been the best in the family lately. There's been, like, a lot of stressful stuff going on. And it's also partially for that reason that I might want to start Minecraft soonish. Like, not just for the cave update coming out, but also my little cousins. So my cousin's 2 kids. I just call them, like, my little cousins. I think the legal term is, like, second cousin or something like that. But my cousin's kids. Boopity bop. Always really like playing games with me. And, we haven't really had the chance to do so ever since the start of the pandemic. Things were kind of drifting away for a while. So I was thinking, like, maybe if I start a server, that might be the chance to have a world where it's like, I'd probably just open it up to, like, you know, myself and close friends. Like, it wouldn't be like, I don't think I'd create, like, a public community kind of thing. Did I say Hawks, Mortis? Your names are the exact same color on my chat there, and like almost the exact same length. I don't know how they show up on the stream layout, but on the thing here, they're like the exact same tone of blue, I swear. So I think my mind got a little bit kerfuffled for whatever reason. Like, I said Mortis in my mind. I promise you. But yeah, I would probably just, like, it wouldn't be like an open community kind of thing, because one of the things that I liked about series is like Feed the World as well, is that, you know, it was mostly a single player kind of series, but it was on a server, and like, but a bunch of other people that were on the server were doing their own series. So sometimes when one of them is exploring and sees the base of the other, it's like, that's the base that you see in that other person's series, you know? It's like an Avengers kind of crossover almost. It was kind of wacky in that way. Or like sometimes, even though it was a mostly single player series, there would be some episodes where, you know, maybe somebody comes in as a guest during these 2 episodes that's just stopping by and you do some stuff together. And I thought that was like a really cool, kind of thing. Fine, I'll accept your challenge. Oh dang, I should have left that bear there. Whoops. Whoopsie doopsie, that was a bit of a mistake. It should respawn because of this challenge though, right? Yeah. Stay. So many quick time events. So I may well just open up a server that's like for myself, close friendos, and I bring in my little cousins as well, because you know, it's good to have opportunities to play games with them, especially with like all the crazy stress that's been going on in the family lately. Like with the during the last Assassin's Creed Rogue stream, I was talking about how my Oppa had passed away recently, that I'm still not 100% feeling after, considering that was like my second home essentially. So I'm still not quite 100% after that all. And the family's in a bit of a weird place right now. So the kiddos have to deal with that as well. And they also have to deal with their grandmother, my aunt, having a cancer diagnosis a little while back. And I hadn't been over there in like a very long time. I hadn't been over there probably since the pandemic started. And I recently went over there because I recently learned that it was the birthday of one of my little cousins. I believe he was turning 12. I believe. I could be wrong about that. But, and I appreciate it, Hawks. It's not the best of situations, but there's that passing and the situation with... This was a while back that my aunt was diagnosed with cancer, but since it had been so long since I'd been over there, like, I hadn't really known exactly what things were like over there. But I had recently gone over because I found out that, you know, it was my little cousin's birthday. So we went over to wish him a happy birthday. And so it was my first time that I'd been there since probably the beginning of the pandemic. It was my first time over there since that diagnosis had happened. And I appreciate that as well, Mortis. It's a strange time. But so it was the first time that I was there after not having been there in a long time. So I hadn't seen what things were like over there since the diagnosis. I didn't know what things were looking like. I just knew that, you know, she was sick and not doing the best. And when I saw her for the first time in a very long time, it was kind of a very startling sight. I appreciate the heart and bits there, Hugs. I appreciate it. Gosh darn it. I guess I have to approach from like the other way or something like that. I must have to. I'll respawn the pigeon like this. So she's in like her early 60s. When I saw her there, she looked like she was in her late 80s. It was a very scary sight. It was like the entire process had like aged her by a lot. So that was my first time being over there since the beginning of the pandemic and since the diagnosis, and it was a bit of a startling kind of sight there. Hello, Twitch Boy Jimmy Game. BRB alrighty, Shuck. Hope you are doing well today. But yeah, so there's like a lot of stuff going on in the family right now with, you know, those being the two biggest things combined, essentially. So things aren't the best. Dang it, I pressed A! Why did I press A? I saw Y, and for whatever reason I pressed A. I'm getting distracted here, I guess. So those kiddos there have had to go through a lot of stress. And like the reason why they're living with their with my aunt and uncle being their grandparents, they're living there with their dad, is because of growing up through a messy divorce that with their dad, my cousin, getting custody and having drowned in so many legal fees that he had to move back in with his parents. So now that's what that whole household is that whole mix of my aunt, uncle, my cousin, and his two kids after that whole situation. And you can tell that there's like some seriously messed up stuff going on with a mother when it's the father that gets custody, because that doesn't happen a lot, like much at all. So those kids have gone through like a lot of stress. Come on, what is this? Those kids have gone through a lot of stress. So one of the reasons why I kind of want to start Minecraft on the channel like soon-ish, that's understandable there, Mortis, is because it's also an opportunity for me to like play games with them. It would be part of the series. Like I'd be doing this series like completely on my own, or sometimes there'd be some episodes where I'm doing it with like some friends around here or something like that. But like in the same world, in the same server, if I'm like, you know, I could be recording an episode for YouTube and then maybe take a break and go to the other side of the world and do some progress with like my my little cousins or something like that. And then when I want to go back to recording episodes for YouTube, I can go back and do that, is what I figure. So like I want to do this sometime after the cave update so that we have like a world generated with like the full complete cave update with like the new generation and stuff like that. And so it's during a time that my game... What is this? How do you approach the pigeon slowly when you need to like hop onto it? But anyway, so another reason why I want to start Minecraft soonish is like an opportunity to you know, do stuff with them, because they really look up to me as well, and I think that's really cute. And they know about my channel. I don't know if they ever watch my Twitch. They could be watching it freaking right now. It's possible. If y'all nerds are watching it right now. I sure hope you're not watching freaking my Assassin's Creed stuff live. That's this is an M-rated game here. Okay, up we go. How do I do this? But I know that they sometimes watch some of my stuff on YouTube. Like when I was over there, after not having seen them in a long time, they had grown since the last time I had been over there. It was funny. It's a brother and sister, with the sister being the younger one. How do I... How do you do it? Literally, how do you do this? The younger one, the sister, was telling me that she was apparently showing some of her friends my Among Us video. I've only done like 2 Among Us videos, like the one dedicated edited video that I made and the one for the the charity event, so I assume it was the edited one, though I don't know for sure. She was just telling me that she was watching some of my Among Us stuff, and she apparently showed it to some of her friends at school, and they apparently subscribed to me as well. So I thought that was kind of cute. I was a little bit embarrassed about it, but at the same time I thought it was kind of cute, you know. So that's something that I was being told about. But hey, silly doggy, would you like up on the couch? Hey? Or have you just come down to see me? Would you like up there? No? You want to relax there? You can relax there if you want. You can relax there if you want. But yeah, they've gone through like a lot of stress growing up, and they really look up to me, and they've started a lot of things because of me before, like Taekwondo, for example, which I feel like has also really helped them as well. They started Taekwondo because of me. Come on. How the heck? Literally how? How the... Oh, I pressed the right button this time. That was the most stressful pigeon catch in this entire game. I don't even care about the dialogue anymore. All I know is I've got some dudes to kill. And that's literally all I care about anymore. I don't care about any of the text about who the heck I'm saving here. But yeah, I just loaded up the Cube World Alpha because the Alpha's better than the full version. How, what? Cube World, do you mean, Minecraft there? There's an alpha for it right now? Oh, dang it. Now I'm going to need more metal because I'm spending it on, like, things like this still. Oh, by the way, I recently, I probably should have kept my cameras off longer. I recently went through every single participant in every single one of these data binders to like correct scores that were done incorrectly. So now I have like a Jenga tower of binders back there that aren't where they normally are. So the doggy has a little bit less space than usual because that's where I was stacking like my done binders that I was like going through correcting these scores of. And that's just like one score that I went through and corrected. There's some other stuff that I need to fix as well. So I'm going to have to like go through that entire stack again in reverse. Probably several times. But at least the one big thing that I needed to fix was done. So that's why all the binders are like where they are right now, essentially. I got an email from my boss earlier today thanking me and saying, you know, you've really helped salvage this study. And those are the kinds of words where it's like, okay, that's the kind of words that makes you feel good about your work, you know? Cube World's a voxel-based RPG. News to me. Something that I haven't seen before. So yeah, I might start things out single player. One of the big reasons being is I don't want my little cousins to go take everything before I can like showcase it as part of my series for the first time. Like, the older one was telling me that he'd gotten into speed running here and there, like just for funsies, not anything super serious, but just trying to beat Minecraft super fast and the end dragon stuff like that. And he was saying like, what if I went to the end and I took like all the elytras before anyone else could? I'm like, no, don't do that. I gotta do stuff for my series. And for my series, I want to be like the first one that does like stuff with, you know, beating the game straight up. Wow, what the heck? That was crazy. Like, I want to be the first one that actually beats the game with the end there for part of this series. So I might have this series be like a single player thing at least until I, you know, beat the end. So that I'm the first one that does that on that world for the sake of my series. And then after that, maybe I'll open it up shortly after that. That's what I'm thinking right now. Like, it's gonna be a whole thing I'm gonna have to like figure out. Looks like the doggy went and laid right next to me. What the heck? Alpha released almost a decade ago. Full game came out recently, but it was worse than the alpha? That's no bueno. Look at this guy just chilling over here. Time to die. So that's what's going on with that and that series. I may well start out single player and then what the heck? And then make it a multiplayer kind of thing later or something like that. Or maybe like make it multiplayer from the get-go but just have it be like a slow trickle of like who I'm bringing in. Where is this guy in this circle? What the heck? I am so confused. Can't be like in here, can he? Oh. He's over here. Oh my goodness. So yeah, there's if you can't tell, there's been a lot of planning that's going on into this series that probably won't even start for at least a few months. Like, I probably want to start it, like, as soon as possible, like, after the cave update comes out, when I'm, like, confident that I can start it and, like, do it proper justice. So that, like, you know, the sooner that it's started, the sooner I can make it be, like, a multiplayer thing, and the sooner I can have it be, like, a place that I can do with, like, friendos, / with these cousins that would very much love the opportunity to, do that with me as well. Like, I asked them when I was over there the other day, like, if I did do that, and I explained my series plans to them as well. Like, if this was a thing that I did, would they be interested in joining that server and being part of it? And the answer was basically heck yeah. So there's that. So there's that situation. So those are the things that are going on here. And with that, I think that with all that rambling, we're basically done with I think you're all caught up now in terms of things that are going on here when it comes to stuff that I'm planning out playthrough-wise for this channel. You're all caught up now. Actually, I guess there is like a couple other things when it comes to this series that I didn't mention that I probably mentioned during previous parts anyway. When it comes to like major editing, I want to I have my second computer here, which I just use as a leg rest. I'm using as a leg rest right now, actually. That it just sits there and doesn't really do anything apart from be a leg rest. I figured maybe that I could run a server on, and I could maybe also... How the heck do I get back over there again? Could also maybe log into that with an alternate account to hop onto the world and just have that in like creative mode and use it as like a bird's eye view for like a time lapse of whatever build. Because something that I really liked about Feed the World was like when something is being built, when there's like some task to complete, there was always a dedicated facility and building made for it. And whenever a dedicated building or facility was made, there would be like a bird's eye view kind of time lapse of it, while the person building it was like commentating about what his thoughts for that build was, and like why he was making things a certain way, or why he was like second guessing himself during certain parts of the build and stuff like that. And it was like honestly really relaxing and hella chill. And I want to do that. Like, I'm not the best at building in it, but that's what I want to do. So why don't I say that I'm gonna put like a lot of editing time into... Come on. Wait, can I use the swivel guns? Oh, I don't think I can. When I say I want to put a lot of editing time into it, like, I mean I actually want to put a lot of editing time into it. Which means that there's no way there's going to be daily uploads like any of these other playthroughs that I do. Like, those uploads might be like once a week, maybe. If I can do them in a timely manner. Maybe less than that. And that can be like a good pace. And it's also one of those series that's, you know, open-ended and I do when I feel like doing, as opposed to something like I'm doing right now that has, like, clear start and end points, essentially. So that's my plans with that. So that is essentially what the next, probably, like, half a year on this channel looks like, essentially. That's essentially what's going on there. So, there's that. There are some other, like... There are some other older releases that I want to cover at some point. Like a whole bunch of series I want to get through. Like one that I've been wanting to hop into for a while is the Paper Mario series and the Mario and Luigi series. So maybe sometime mid next year-ish is when I get the chance to finally start that. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? But that's what's going on with that all, essentially. How the heck do I get up there? How do I go up, though? There's a climbing bit there. Oh, I take the tree. I take the tree. Like, there's a whole bunch of series that I want to get into, like, covering more eventually. But one of the ones I've wanted to do for a good while that, once my schedule's opened up a bit more, like, during my next opportunity to fill it in with something, it might be either Paper Mario or Mario and Luigi. Maybe. Is something I'm thinking about. Come on, go. Maybe we go, oh, we probably go around this way. Ah, gotcha. We gotta be super tricksy hobbitses, is what we gotta do. So, yeah, there's that. I have a list that, there's a private Discord server that I have where, gosh darn it, where I'm the only member, along with like a whole bunch of bots that I test and see if they're ones that I want to put in my actual server. And I just use it as a place to like send myself stuff between like my computer and phone, or to like jot down certain things. I have like a channel that I've made specifically in like my my private Discord server where I keep track of like all the games that I want to cover eventually. So I have like a list of series that I want to cover, where it's like just generally this series, this series, this series, this series, and it's a whole bunch of things where it's like just generally cover that series eventually. And I have a list of things that aren't part of a series or are part of things that don't really have to be done in whatever order, are just one-offs that I want to do. So those would include things like specific Legend of Zelda games where it's like, yeah, they're part of a series, the Legend of Zelda series, but we don't really have any reason to do like all the Zelda games in the order of the Zelda timeline or anything like that. That's silly. The only Zelda games we be doing in order is ones that have stories directly connected to one another, like doing Ocarina of Time and then Majora's Mask, for example. Or doing freaking Breath of the Wild along with Age of Calamity before Breath of the Wild 2, which we're already on top of. We've already gotten those games done, so we're ready for Breath of the Wild 2. So it's only games with like actual connected directly stories that I'd be doing in order like that. But I have a few Legend of Zelda games on that list to get through. Something else that I've been thinking about lately is like, what are our plans for like upcoming Halloweens? And my first year of content creation, we did Zombie U on Halloween. We did survival mode where you only have one life and then you're out. It's like playing Minecraft hardcore. And we actually got really far. And then I died to something really stupid and I was salty. And that's where the playthrough ended. And then Halloween 2019, we played Luigi's Mansion 3 because that released that year. And it was a time that it was like before I was as paranoid about doing things in order. So at the moment, we literally only have, look at this area, that's the name of it. We currently only have Luigi's Mansion 3 done in terms of the Luigi's Mansion series on this channel. That's it. We haven't done 1 or 2, funnily enough, for somebody that keeps talking about doing things in order. But we did that in one sitting for Halloween 2019 because that literally just released that day. So we were covering it as a new release. And then on Halloween last year, we went back into like an actual horror game as well. Like, freaking Zombie U is not all that scary of horror though. We hopped into an actual like horror game. We hopped into Soma as like our first proper horror game that we cover on this channel. And I got real spooked from that last year, let me tell you. It was a bit of a spookening. Can I grab that? Yes, no! Darn it, but we can climb up here again anyway. So now I'm wondering if, like, for the next several years, we should just, like, do that format. Where it's, like, year 1, horror game. Year 2, Luigi's Mansion. Year 3, horror game. So now, year 4, maybe we should go back to Luigi's Mansion. And maybe we should do them, like, reverse order. We did 3 already, so maybe this Halloween we might do Luigi's Mansion 2. And then next year, maybe a real horror game again. And then the year after that, we finally finish off Luigi's Mansion and do Luigi's Mansion 1. Maybe. Yeah, the spookening. That's what I'm thinking about doing. The new movie coming in 2034. Rated R starts Friday in 2034. In a world where some long-haired guy is cosplaying as either Enharmonia or Edward, if he's doing either of his cosplays for Halloween. We'll probably do Enharmonia, though. But I'm thinking about doing this format of, like, alternating between, like, true horror and Luigi's Mansion. True horror and meme horror, like, every other year or something like that. Because, we've already done Luigi's Mansion 3, so, we may as well do them in, like, reverse order from here, I guess, is, like, a Halloween thing, is what I'm figuring. So then, when the day comes that we have the entire Luigi's Mansion trilogy done, and there's, like, a playlist of 1, 2 to 3 in that order, anybody that watches that with every subsequent game would be going 2 more years into the past since the last one. And that's kind of fascinating as a series idea, you know? Whereas, like, you start out and it's like, okay, here's this time that this one was a playthrough of. And then you go on to the next game, and this playthrough was done 2 years before that. And then you move on to the next game, and this game was done, like, 2 years before that. And that idea has kind of, like, intrigued me. So while we do most things on this channel in order, with a Halloween coming up bit by bit, I'm thinking about, like, just doing Luigi's Mansion in this weird, like, every other year order. And, you know, doing them in reverse order rather than in order. Do Luigi Mansion 3, then 2, then 1. So, that's a thing that I'm potentially planning. So, so in theory, we should have the entire Luigi's Mansion trilogy done on this channel. A bit over 2 years from now. But hey, at least we have, like, a plan for this, you know? So that's what I'm thinking about. Now there's a remake of FNAF 1 coming soon. Wait, there's a remake of FNAF 1 coming soon? I knew that there was FNAF Security Breach that freaking kind of went radio silent ever since Scott Cawthon retired after being canceled after it came out that he was donating tens of thousands of dollars to some very controversial politicians that were very radical in their ways of thinking. Like, that's where a lot of the FNAF funds were going, was to some of these politicians. FNAF Plus, I have not heard of this. Like, I heard about Security Breach that was supposed to come out last year, and then they delayed it to early this year, and then it was kind of silent for a while, but it still seemed like new news was coming out, and they were oh, it's part of that, so it's like not one of the canon ones made, but one of the like fan project funded ones is what it is. Okay, I was so confused. Okay, in which case maybe I have briefly heard about it. It's been a long time though. But yeah, then Security Breach went kind of radio silent was the thing. Like, and who knows what the heck is going on with that. Like, when Scott retired, has somebody else moved on to do it? And there's a lot of the internet that feels very iffy about FNAF in general after learning about Scott's actions, you know? Which I guess is understandable. It's a weird situation, man. It's a weird situation. Back when Security Breach was still meant to be coming out like early this year, and I thought that it was coming to PC as well, there was a time that Shuck and I were actually planning on doing like a playthrough of it together. Her and I was the thing. Like, do it in a where it's just like one person playing as like a single player game, because I liked the FNAF series and was like super into it and the lore, but I never played the games myself because I'm not like a super big horror kind of person. So I was like, hey, maybe playing it with a friendo is the way to go. So it must be this one here. So it must be that one there. But I don't know what's going on with that. We also found out that apparently it was going to launch as like a PlayStation exclusive is the thing. So then we were like, oh, there goes that plans. So our plans to do FNAF Security Breach kind of went out the window. What shrapnel grenade? Well, that, because neither of us has a PlayStation, I don't think. And now with the whole situation with it coming out that the creator was giving a whole bunch of money to controversial political figures to fund their political campaigns, figures that I don't really agree with. It's like, oh, like, have whatever political opinion you want, but if you're using money to shape the world in a certain direction, like in certain very controversial and maybe not the best kind of directions, in my opinion, it's like, oh, I missed the thing, by the way. I'm just gonna loop back around. Like, I'm a little bit iffy about that. Has a new website for teasers? The game is still coming out. I figured it'd still be coming out. I'm just confused about what the whole situation that happened with it is. I'm thinking that when Security Breach comes out, I'll just like watch other people play it. Like, again, I was planning on covering it on this channel right when it came out and doing it with Shuck. But now I'm like, even if I did have a PlayStation, like, I don't think I can anyway, just because I don't have like a PS5 or whatever the heck that it's initially launching on, so I don't even think I'd be able to do it right at launch. But even if I could, even if like I had a PlayStation or it was coming out on Steam as well, I'm just feeling super iffy about FNAF stuff in general after the things that came out from Scott. Like, I feel like a lot of people did overreact. Like, some people were sending him death threats, which is so insanely absurd. Like, why would... The internet's an awful place sometimes. Like, when that whole situation came out, I feel like both sides were kind of at fault. Like, I don't like what freaking Scott did. But the way that people, you know, try to ruin his life from there was uncalled for. Like, you kind of see... the internet can really bring out the best or the worst in some people, you know? But, now, after that whole, like, fiasco, I just feel so, like, weird about the whole FNAF situation. Like, I used to be, like, like, I never played the games, because I'm not a super big horror person, but I loved watching other people play the games, and, being into the lore and stuff like that. But now, it's just, Elite Hall. Yes, that's where the Elite Hall was. Yeah, it was a mess. And now, so even if I could play that game right when it came out and play it on the channel, I don't even know if I would. I don't know if I would. You know, what the heck is going on with that? Maybe I'll look at that one last. It seems to be lower anyway. Maybe. I don't know. So, yeah. So, yeah. There's that situation. How do I, oh, that one's just right over there. I don't have to do any climbing for that one. That's just in here. Okay. That is just over in here. Gotcha. So, yeah. Will we ever cover FNAF on this channel? It's not impossible, but probably not. If anybody wants to know whether we're ever covering FNAF on this channel, it's in the realm of possibility. It might happen, but like probably not. It could happen, but it's a big right now, essentially, is what the FNAF situation is. At least it's not something that I'd feel like I'd have to commit to doing every single game in order, because since I'm not like a huge horror person or anything like that. Okay, how do I get this thing? But yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it anytime soon. I feel like if I go around that way, I feel like when Security Breach comes out, I'll watch somebody else play it. Like, I'll tune into some YouTube series or something like that for it. But I don't know if I'll play it myself. How the heck do I get this? Like, I could drop down and cross my fingers, but what if I miss and I have to go all the way around again, you know? Like, this can't be the way the devs intended it. I might just do it anyway. Can I not hang? Oh. Come on, what is this? What is this piece of crap? Like, I see the climbable wall there. Does it go all the way up? It goes all the way up there. Are you kidding me? We're going back around again. This one sucks, as it turns out. As it turns out, this freaking anime fragment here sucks. But yeah, there are some series like that where it's like, maybe we'll cover it on the channel eventually, but probably not. Like, I was recently being asked in a Discord server, for example, I'd ever cover Sonic, and I feel like Sonic is one of those series that I'd probably never cover, most likely. Like, cause I'm the kind of person that, like, I feel like Sonic's okay, but I'm really not a fan, and I feel like a lot of, not all of them, but a lot of his games are like weird and stuff like that. Is my kind of view, and it could be kind of funny going through games that I freaking point out a whole bunch of stuff that freaking sucks or isn't the best. But I feel like if I ever did that, then it would just be like a worse version of what the Game Grumps have already done. Like, you want to see freaking hilariousness with people having misery over Sonic games. Just go freaking watch the Game Grumps. You can already get that content over there. So I feel like if I hopped into those and if I did have a miserable time, it'd just be like a repeat of that. I don't watch a lot of other, yeah, it's kind of iffy, I hear. I've heard that they're iffy. That, like, Sonic fans say, like, oh, this one's good, that one's good, oh, that one's bad too, don't play that one, oh, that one's bad, oh, but this one's good, and it's like a weird kind of thing like that, and it's like, oh, that's a very inconsistent kind of thing, from what I hear. I saw a Hard Times fake article that they put together where it was like, Sonic developers confirmed that the next game will be one of the bad ones. That I thought was really funny. How the heck do I get the things? I'm so confused here. Like, it's one of those things that I've considered doing before, and there could be like some hilarity happening. And like, I don't watch a lot of YouTube series of like big creators out there, because I figure like, hey, there's small creators out there like me, and I may as well like support small content creators out there that are like getting off their feet. But like, one of the few cases where I'll actually watch like a big established channel is I'll watch Game Grumps Sonic kind of stuff. because it is hilarious, honestly. So I feel like if I ever did that on my channel, it'd just be like a single player and worse version of that. So like, why would I bother? I figure. Okay, how do I get these things? There's this one over here. So I figure there's probably not much point. So Sonic is probably something that we won't ever cover on this channel, I don't think. It's something that I have considered before, but probably isn't ever happening. When your friends fell for that, you got mad, you had to explain that was a satirical article. The Hard Times is great. I love that site. There's so many freaking... Like, it's a site that literally is just nothing but fake articles to get you to, you know, put a smile on your face, is what it is. So sometimes I'll browse that site when I'm bored, and it does put a smile on my face, honestly. Okay, so I gotta go all the way around this way, huh? Is what I'm interpreting here. Ah, I switched to earbuds to like stop getting a headache from my headphones. Now my left ear is starting to hurt anyway. So this is so silly. This is so silly. Yoink. Okay. I was about to say what happens if I go all the way over there, but I don't care to find out. Okay, let's back eject. There's no way it leads me to the actual last chest that we have here, right? Like, I can double check and see. I can definitely double check and see it. We shall see. More of the Onion fan? Is that another, like, parody fake news site or something like that? Because it's the only one that I know. It's something that I hadn't heard about until I saw somebody, like, post a thing related to it on Twitter that I saw, and I was like, hey, this is pretty funny. Gotcha. So it is a thing there. How do I get to that? Is what I want to know. I can make this fall, right? What if I just make this jump and grab onto the... I couldn't make the jump! Ah! Oh, it is one of them. Gotcha. Well, what the heck? How do I get this chest? How do I get down there? Watch it be just something like out in the open that I missed earlier. Or something. Hi, silly doggy. I'm sorry to disturb your sleep. You can't even see much of her. You just see like the, just her back legs essentially. But she seems pretty relaxed. Maybe I just need to straight up run over there. I just need some way up on that ledge. Which means I do have to go around. What the hell is this? Man, this sucks. This sucks. I hate this chest. This is awful. I don't know what to say. My phone's vibrating. I'm getting emails. I don't know if my microphone picked up my phone vibrating, but it did. But yeah, what are other series that like might be done one day, but are probably not going to? Like, I have a lot of series on my list in my in that one Discord server that I made just to keep track of stuff. I have like a whole bunch of series that I want to hop into eventually that I've never played before. Like Persona, like Metal Gear, like Mass Effect. All kinds of these things that I've never played before, but want to cover on the channel eventually. But I don't know if there's any series where it's like there's a chance that I might cover them, but probably not. It might just be FNAF and Sonic that are like, it's not outside the realm of possibility that we cover them one day, but probably not. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else big like that. Not quite certain. How do I get this stupid chest over here? Come on, jump over there! Silly Shay. I almost said Edward again. Okay, how the heck? How the hell? I just climbed up here for nothing, I think. Whoops. Whoopsie doopsie. So yeah, I've been streaming for about 2 hours now, and we've gone through the plans for about the next 6 months on this channel, including the most planned out series as of yet that's coming up at some point in the future here. We've gone through some other series that might be done eventually, but like, talk about like weird situations in the gaming industry. Oh, thinking about that, I think during one of the last sessions of AC Rogue where we were having like all these discussions about like not so good stuff in the gaming industry, it like really inspired me at the time to like get back to work on my one video essay on breaking modern standards being different and dwindling. I needed to just take this, is what it was. Gosh darn it. You need to take that, and that's what leads you to the chest, apparently. Wait. But then I gotta climb this over here, and then, like, side eject onto this or something? Such a weird chest. Such a weird chest. Yeah, I gotta climb over here. And we drop. Then we go this way. Up we go. Up we go. There. Please tell me it's 100%ed now. There it is, Janess. What a bitch Janess is. I can just go to a nearby boat over here. That sucked. I didn't like this area. This one was not fun. I didn't like it. Yeah, what a place to dive, huh? What a place to dive.